everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is going over the latest in the Ariana, Tom Sandoval, and Raquel cheating situation, the fallout is continuing. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because the Kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. If you're into self-care, self-love, and wellness, you'll get some free goodies. So with that, let's dive right on in. So our first story that is up is more on the allegations that Sheena Shea punched Raquel. Yes, word on the curb is that sorry. One second. Word on the curb is that Sheena Shea was defending her best friend's honor and punched Raquel in her face when she found out about the cheating allegations. Well, not even cheating allegations, about the actual affair because of the sex video that Raquel had sent to Tom Sandoval. So with that, let's dive in. So this is according to Reality Blurb. It says, did Sheena Shea punch Raquel Leviss in the face over Tom affair? Raquel's sister suggests Sheena got violent as insider details, quote, heated confrontation at bar. Raquel Leviss was allegedly punched in the face by Sheena Shea last week after Sheena learned that Raquel engaged in a reported affair with Tom Sandoval, the longtime boyfriend of their mutual friend and Vanderpump Rules co-star Ariana Madix. As an insider revealed details about Raquel and Sheena's supposed physical altercation, which was said to have taken place last Wednesday after their joint appearance on Watch What Happens Live. Raquel's sister seemingly confirmed the report in response to a tweet shared by Charlie Burnett. That is what is on the screen. It says, did you hear Sheena allegedly got into a physical altercation with Raquel at a bar after Wednesday's Watch What Happens Live taping? A source asked Dumas in a DM shared by Queens of Bravo on Twitter. Yes, is that true? They asked. I'm hearing through the grapevine that Sheena's friends are worried Raquel will press charges, the insider said. Then, in another screenshot shared by Queens of Bravo, Raquel's sister spoke out. Okay, at the end of the day, no one deserves to feel this gut punch. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement, Charlie had written in response to the cheating scandal. Nor punched in the face, Raquel's sister, Kate, replied, quickly garnering backlash from another Twitter user. No words. The fact that you're defending her is sick right now, they wrote. No defending, just also not condoning physical violence, Kate explained via screenshot shared by Queens of Bravo. That is what is currently on the screen. Meanwhile, in a report by Page 6 on March 4th, additional details of Raquel and Sheena's reported, quote, heated confrontation were shared. After taping Watch What Happens Live, Sheena and Raquel went out to drinks with friends, their source revealed. At one point in the night, Sheena lost Raquel and then found her outside of the bar on the phone with Ariana, who Sheena could hear was bawling. After asking Raquel why Ariana was upset, Raquel came clean to Sheena about her rumored affair with Sandoval, while Ariana was, quote, still on the phone. A heated confrontation ensued following the revelation, the insider noted. They went back to the hotel separately and haven't seen each other nor spoken since. Sheena is done with Raquel after she betrayed Ariana. The friendship is over. Amid the fallout from his alleged relationship with Raquel, even though it's not alleged because we know it was, Tom Sandoval pulled out of a previously scheduled interview with Page 6 and offered an apology of sorts on his Instagram page. Now, the interview that he pulled out with Page 6 was supposed to be a promo interview for a partnership that him and Tom Schwartz were doing with Hydroxycut. However, Hydroxycut has put that on pause, and so they've been pulling out press. And then obviously his apology was a non-apology because he didn't even bring up Ariana in the entire situation. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that we can believe what Raquel's sister is saying? If she's saying that Sheena Shea punched her in the face, do you think that that's true? Or do you think that she's lying? Do you think she's exaggerating? Do you think she's lying? Do you think she's trying to protect Raquel? What do you think about that? Or do you believe, maybe something happened. It wasn't a full-on brawl, but I could see Sheena, they had been drinking. Her best friend's on the phone crying. There is a sex video or a sexting video. Raquel allegedly was finger banging herself. Do you think it came to blows? Let me know what you think. Put it down below. And before you do that, and stick around, my candy canes, because we have so many more stories coming up. You know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because the key is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It is 100% free, and you get a lot of self-care stuff. So with that, let's move on to our next story. Now, this is all pasta reality blurb. It says Lala Kent slams hypocrisy claims and defends James' hookup after backlash for calling out Raquel. Plus, Vanderpump Rules cast blasts Tom for not mentioning Ariana in his apology. So Lala Kent took to her Instagram story on Saturday to defend her past hookup with James, after being called out for hypocrisy by fans who mentioned that her rendezvous with James took place while she was dating Randall Emmett and he was with Raquel Leviss. The Vanderpump Rules star set the record straight as she and her co-stars defended Ariana following Tom Sandoval's public apology on Instagram. Now, I obviously got the receipts. Now, this is her Instagram story. If you can't read it, don't worry. I will definitely read it for you. And then on the other side, it's kind of people clapping back at Tom Sandoval's non-apology apology. Okay? Now, here we go. So this is what Lala says. She says, since so many want to point out James and I hooking up, let's not forget that reunion where Raquel said, we really started our relationship after I moved in with him. Lala noted on March 4th. And we know that Randall was indeed married at the time and lied about it. And you can't cheat on a married person. So as far as I'm concerned, James and I were two single people having a good time. Enough with your noise. It's starting to sound like Sandoval's band and it's hurting my freshly pinned back ears, she added. Now, this is the thing. She can't go back. And I actually like Lala. I know she has she can be problematic at times, all of that. But I actually like Lala. But Lala, I have to be honest. You cannot go back and rewrite history with new knowledge of a narrative. Because the reason why what you and James did was wrong was because at the time, you claimed to believe that Randall was separated and completely available to be dating you and that you and him were in a committed relationship. At the time, it seemed as though to all of us and to everything that was said on the show, Raquel and James were in a committed relationship. Even though every other episode, there was a new woman coming out being like, James and I slept in the same bed. James and I had sex. Here's the photo. Here's the video. But Raquel didn't want to admit it or she didn't care, whatever the case may be. So the thing is, now that you know Raquel was, quote, claiming the relationship didn't start until they moved in together, at the time, it was pretty clear that they were in a relationship. So that, to me, that logic doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up because what you're being called out for is what your intention was at the time. Now, I will say this, though. I do think it's a little bit of apples to oranges. Like, you and Randall were together. James and Raquel was together. The relationship was very, very new. It was very, very fresh. So I get that. You guys were much younger. This was like what, 5 or 6 years ago? So I get it. I get it. Wasn't right, but I get it. Versus what Raquel has done and Tom Sandoval has done. Tom and Ariana, happily or unhappily, they've been together for 9 years. Ariana and Raquel were genuine friends. Ariana really was there for her. Lala and Raquel have never been friends. Tom and Ariana have a house, and they snook around everybody's back for like anywhere from 7 months to a year with a full-blown ongoing affair and playing in people's faces. So I get that there is, I actually wouldn't even call it hypocrisy, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And so if we're going to call it hypocrisy, at some point, we're all being hypocritical because we've all done something that hasn't been up to snuff. But that's just where I land with it. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think. Put it down below. Okay? Put it down below. Now, here we go. Let's continue. Dun, 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 dun. All right. As Pump Rules fans may recall, Lala and James hooked up in 2016, early on in their relationships with Randall and Raquel. And after Lala confirmed the news to castmate Katie Maloney on an episode of season 10 in February, Raquel called her out for judging her own hypothetical hookup with Tom Shorts. "You're such a hypocrite," Raquel, who ultimately did hook up with Shorts, said in a cast confessional. Also on Saturday, after his alleged affair with Raquel was shared on Friday, Sandoval took to his Instagram page to share a lengthy statement with his online audience. He said, "Hey, I fully understand and deserve your anger and disappointment towards me, but please leave Shorts, my friends and family out of this situation. Shorts specifically only found out about this very recently and most definitely did not condone my actions. This was a very personal thing," Sandoval wrote on Instagram on March 4th. Also, Shorts and Sandy's might have my name on it, but there are also 3 other partners and 20 employees who especially rely on the restaurant for income for them and their families. Just like Tom, I'm a small part of a much bigger thing. Please direct your anger towards me and not them. They did nothing wrong. I'm so sorry for that my partners Greg, Brett, and Shorts and our employees have to suffer for my actions. I will be taking a step back and taking a hiatus out of respect for my employees and partners," he added. Following the post, Lala and Katie reacted, shaming their castmate for failing to acknowledge the damage he did to his longtime girlfriend. And that's what's on the screen. Lala says, "Sandoval, shut up. Employees abort mission. Where is Ariana's apology in this? It's called narcissism and it's terrifying." Katie says, "Where's the mention of hurting Ariana? No apologies to her." Dun, 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 dun. No lies detected. And in his own since deleted post, James also wondered why Ariana, who said she was blindsided by her boyfriend's reported cheating, wasn't mentioned. Now, this is James's post. He says, where is Ariana Maddox mentioned? Make sure y'all unfollow this clown right now. Go. Then he came to clap back and said, while you're at it, unfollow at Raquel. Whew. So I want to know what you guys think about this situation. What do you think? Let's go back to this. What do you think about the hypocrisy question? Do you think Lala is being hypocritical when she did cheat on Randall and she did, sleep with James when he was in a relationship with Raquel? Or do you think, you know what, we really can't compare the two, giving the depth and the level of the situation that's going on with Raquel, Tom Sandoval, and Ariana? I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And also, what do you think about Tom Sandoval's non-apology apology? I agree. Where was the Ariana? it is giving narcissism. It is terrifying. It's a little bit hollow. Let me know where you guys stand on this. But before you do that, and stick around my candy canes, because we got a lot more stories coming up, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. And check out the description box down below and join our newsletter. It is 100% for free. All right, you guys. So one second. There we go. So our next story is about Schwartz and Sandy's. Apparently, the fallout is real. It's not just with the friends, but it's also in the bank account where it hurts the most. Where it hurts the most. So this is according to Radar Online. It's saying Tom Sandoval's restaurant review bombed by angry fans after Raquel affair was exposed. Tom Sandoval continues to face backlash after it was revealed he's been cheating on longtime girlfriend Ariana for several months. And this time, fans have turned the heat on his Hollywood Hills restaurant. The Yelp rating for Schwartz and Sandy's, which he owns with co-star Tom Schwartz, plummeted from the 4.5 all the way down to 3 overnight. After being hit with reviews slamming Sandoval as a snake and a real piece OS. The Vanderpump Rules star later attempted to redirect the fan outrage by releasing his first statement addressing his affair with Raquel. The television personality also noted that the restaurant has 3 partners, not including himself, who have families that heavily rely on the income from the LA eatery, asking friends to please direct your anger towards me and not them. Sandoval finally apologized to his business partners, not to Ariana, before announcing that he would be taking a step back from his position at the restaurant for a temporary hiatus. I need some time to address, quote, everything else, he said, before concluding his statement, sorry for everything. As Radar previously reported, Sandoval and Raquel were rumored to have been having an affair for around 8 months. Again, we think it's a little bit longer. Ariana, who had been with Sandoval for 9 years at the time, is believed to have found out about the relationship after finding suspicious texts of the 39-year-old's phone, leading him to fold like a chair and confess to everything. Ariana was left devastated by the news. One source said, this is someone Ariana thought she knew, someone she planned to spend the rest of her life with. You can't even put into words that betrayal. Okay. Now, this is the question I have for you guys on this, okay? This is the question I have. Do you think it is going too far with the Yelp reviews for Sandy and Schwartz? Do you think it's going too far? Like, yes, we know that Tom Sandoval is a snake. Raquel is complete trash for this. Like, we get it. It's a really bad affair and all of that. But do you think it's going too far doing the Yelp reviews, everybody telling people to boycott Schwartz and Sandy's, and really trying to get them to go out of business? Because it is affecting more than just Tom. Or are you like me, kind of petty as hell? And I don't think, this is the thing, I think anything that's physically threatening, I don't co-sign that. You know what I mean? Anything that's like, we're going to hurt you or touch you or your family, and anything when it comes to physical violence, absolutely not. Do I think it's a little bit of a heckle for the Yelp reviews? Yeah, and I'm okay with it. And I'm going to tell you why. But I want to know what you think. I want to know your opinion on this. I'll tell you why I'm okay with a little bit of the heckling. Because I think that anytime where you get your money, you get your business, you get your status from your public persona, which is what they do. Like, the only reason why they have Schwartz and Sandy is because of the people, like their portrayal that they play on a reality TV show. You know, it's not like they're just some Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street who started a restaurant, who then behind the scenes in their own lives are, you know, cheating and lying and having sex with this, that, and the third. That's one thing. I personally believe when the livelihood of your brand, the reason why you have what you have, is tied into what your public perception is, like a reality star, then when you mess up and you do stuff like this, it's kind of fair game. Again, I want to be very, very clear. I'm not talking about physical violence. I'm not talking about that. Absolutely that. That is never for a game. That is never okay. Obviously not. I'm talking more about a little bit of like the Yelp heckling. Like, I think that's really funny. And it is fair game. You know, just like Lisa Vanderpump said, the whole value in Tom and Tom was because of, you know, the fact that they were the personalities on Vanderpump Rules and that they had this whole like little shtick going on. You know, if it were for not them being on reality TV, I highly doubt they would have Schwartz and Sandys. They sure as hell wouldn't have Tom Tom. So it's kind of like, if you want to take our money based on the persona that you're playing on a TV show, particularly a reality TV show, you know what I mean? If you want to take our money, if you want to get rich off of that, then you kind of have to take the backlash when that persona falters because of your own nastiness, you know, your own evil doing, your own cheating, your own lies, your own scandal. You know what I mean? You did this to yourself. So that's kind of where I stand on it. But I wonder what you guys think. You know, let me know. Do you think that, you know, they're taking it a little bit too far with the Yelp reviews? You know, it's one thing to talk about them, but not go to the Yelp, not mess with the business on that side. Or are you kind of like, well, you know what? You got your money through us and then you wanted to play in our face. Well, this is what you get. Put it down below. Let me know what you think about it, okay? And obviously, as always, all opinions are welcome. And also, I want to say one more time, I'm definitely not talking about physical violence. That is never, ever okay. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think, okay? But before I move on to our next story, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below. Join our newsletter. It is 100% free, okay? And you get a lot of self-care and self-love content. So with that, here we go. Let's go on to our next story, which is Ariana Madix feeling gaslit by Tom Sandoval. Now, this is according to page 6. It says Ariana Madix felt gaslit by Tom Sandoval in on-camera confrontation over affair. So apparently, this is going to be shown on the show, whether it's on one of the extended episodes in this new season or during the reunion. We're going to see it, okay? Okay, here we go. Ariana Madix and Tom Sandoval discussed his affair with Raquel during a tense scene filmed for Vanderpump Rules Season 10 on Friday, multiple sources tell page 6. Insiders close to production say Madix, 37, felt gaslit by Sandoval, 39, who made a series of excuses for not admitting his infidelity sooner. As previously reported, his affair with Raquel began last summer, literally at the latest, because we all know it. We think it started before then. Okay. Ariana walked away from the conversation feeling like she was gaslit by Tom. A source exclusively tells us of the on-camera conversation that took place at the ex's shared home in the Los Angeles Valley Village enclave. Valley Village. They live in the Valley. Just call it the Valley. Okay. They live around. That's the thing. So all the Vanderpump Rules kids, like the ones who got the houses, even though all of them now have lost the houses, except for Stassi, I think, they all live in like the Valley Village area, which is kind of where like Kyle and Dorit live too. They live more like in Encino. Anyway, let's keep going. He gave her several excuses as to why he never copped to cheating, the insider continues. Tom said he didn't tell her about the affair with Raquel because he was worried about how it would impact her mental health, even claiming that he was especially concerned after her grandma died last year. Listen, Tom. That is the most disrespectful, gaslighting thing you can ever tell someone. And such a betrayal. And I'll tell you what I mean. If you are someone who is struggling with mental health at times or has mental health issues, the way Ariana has very bravely and strongly, acknowledged. And if we're being honest, I personally think 100% of human beings at some point in time have and or will struggle with their mental health. It is literally a part of being a human being. If anybody tells you they've never struggled in some aspect with their mental health, they're lying, and they should seek probably like professional attention ASAP. Every human being on this planet in some capacity have, okay? But say you're strong enough to admit that, and then your partner goes and cheats on you with allegedly multiple women for months upon months upon months upon months, and then also with someone who you're close with, and then throws that fact in your face and says, well, I didn't tell you because I was worried about your mental health. That is one of the dirtiest, grimiest, most disgusting things you could do to someone. What a horrible person. What a horrible person, Tom Sandoval. If you really said that to her, that is horrible. Anyway, Ariana's beloved grandmother, Phyllis Bonnie Cameron, passed away in September of 2022, prompting the reality star to leave the West Coast for some time last year to visit with loved ones in her native Florida. A source previously claimed to Page Six that Raquel has slept over at Tom and Ariana's house when Ariana has been out of town. Co-star James Kennedy, who was previously engaged to Raquel, also claimed in an Instagram direct message sent to Dumas that the duo's escapades sometimes took place while Ariana was sleeping. Now, that is the story that Ariana was in the guest room, and not Ariana, Raquel was in the guest room, and Ariana caught Tom coming out of the guest room at about 4 a.m. And obviously she's like, what the hell were you doing? And he was like, oh, I got her some water. Well, number one, how did you know Raquel needed water at 4 a.m. in the middle of the night? And number two, last time I checked, Raquel has 2 working legs. Why wouldn't she just get water herself? But, denial is very real. Denial is very real. And also very disgusting. You're having sex with your mistress literally while your girlfriend is sleeping in the same house. The level of disrespect is unreal. And it also makes me believe that the whole affair was more about the risk. It was more about the fact that it was forbidden. It was more about the risk. It was more about, the thrill of it, the adrenaline of it, because of everything that they've done. Tom Sandoval dressing up as Ariana for Halloween. That's pretty sadistic. Paying $12,000 to James Kennedy to help prep for the proposal, and then smirking, being like, you don't have to pay me back to James, all the time knowing that you're having sex with his girlfriend / fiance, now / ex. That's pretty sadistic. That's why I don't think these two are really going to last. I think Raquel thought she was that chick. Tom was using her for the thrill and sex, and as we've seen, it's blown up in their face. Okay, let's keep going. Now, insiders say that Sandoval used his and Maddox's home, a modern farmhouse purchased for $2 million in 2019 per Variety, to justify his stalled confession. Both parties are still living there as they navigate their split. So, if you didn't see, I did another video on this update. So when TMZ had caught Tom, with all the bags and stuff leaving the house, those weren't his bags and suitcases to move out of the house. Those that was the merchandise that he was going to sell at the Most Extras concert in Anaheim. So he wasn't moving out. He was just getting merch that he was going to sell that night. So they're still living together, which I can't imagine. I literally couldn't imagine being in the same house with him at this point. The fact that they own a home together was also brought up, another source explains, and how he thought that would make their breakup even more complicated. The insider notes that Maddox felt perturbed by the conversation and has since confided in her Pumperoo's pals, including Katie Maloney, Sheena Shea, Lala Kent, and show alum Kristen Doty, who are disappointed by how they feel Sandoval is handling the breakup. Ariana has recapped what happened with her friends and castmates, the majority of whom are disappointed Tom seems unable to take accountability for his actions or express substantial remorse, the source says. He's a narcissist, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose. He doesn't have remorse. He doesn't. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He feels 100% validated and justified in everything that he's done. And the gag is he doesn't care about Raquel either. He's also just using her. I think Raquel thought she was going to move into that $2 million home and she was going to secure the bag with Tom. Because I don't care what any report says, Raquel is not worth $30 million. Like, let's just call a thing. She's not. I think that she thought, I'm going to upgrade from James. I'm going to leave James' West Hollywood apartment. I'm going to move into this $2 million Valley Village, farmhouse style country house. And she was looking for the come up. But I don't think that Tom Sandoval is really going to wife her down like that. I think one day he'll get married and have kids and do all that, but it won't be with Raquel. It'll be with somebody completely different. This isn't going to last, in my opinion. But I want to know your thoughts. If you think they are going to last and it's true love and they're going to get married and live happily ever after, feel free to say that too. All opinions are always welcomed here, okay? So all opinions are welcome. All right, here we go. Of course, they've been rallying behind her in the past few days. Page Six has reached out to reps for Bravo, Ariana, and Sandoval for comment. Tom addressed the cheating scandal in a statement shared via Instagram on Saturday night. Hey, I fully understand and deserve your anger and disappointment towards me, but please leave Tom Schwartz, my friends, and family out of this situation, he wrote in part. Sandoval also urged fans not to direct their anger over his indiscretions at his Schwartz and Sandy's business partners, seemingly responding to a flood of negative Yelp reviews and calls for a boycott of the Hollywood establishment. However, the Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras frontman, who described himself as, quote, one of the most hated people in America, during a Friday night concert in Anaheim, failed to apologize directly to Ariana or even mention her name in his statement, a choice that was met with fierce criticism from his Vanderpump Rules castmate. Where's the mention of hurting Ariana? No apologies for her, Katie wrote on her Instagram story. Meanwhile, Lala told Tom to shut up and implored his employees to, quote, abort mission via social media. Where's Ariana's apology in this? She added on her own story. It's called narcissism, and it's terrifying. Maddox discovered Sandoval and Raquel full-on affair Wednesday night after Tom's band show at Tom Tom in West Hollywood. We're told Ariana, who sat front and center to cheer on her then boyfriend, was heartbroken after she found a sexually explicit video sent by Raquel on his phone. Ariana then learned that Sandoval and Raquel had been communicating inappropriately for months, an insider alleged, adding that Ariana was blindsided by the cheating. Sources told Page Six on Saturday that Tom and Raquel planned 4 weeks to tell Maddox about their affair before she uncovered it herself, which again, we're calling BS on. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that they were planning to tell her for weeks. If they were planning to tell her, they would have just told her. I think that Tom was, what's the word I'm looking for? Baiting his time, waiting his time. I think he was breadcrumbing Raquel. Like, I'm going to tell her. I'm going to tell her. I'm going to tell her. Oh, I can't tell her because of the house. I can't tell her because we're filming. I can't tell her because her grandmother died. I can't tell her. I can't tell her. I can't tell her. And I think Raquel was ready for him to, tell, because she was ready to move into that $2 million house. You see what I'm saying? Classic story of the guy who's married or in the relationship telling the mistress, I'll break up soon. I'll break up soon. I'll tell her soon. I'll tell her soon. You know what I mean? I think that Tom would have stayed with Ariana and just ridden it all the way out. Oh, thank you, Teresa, for the super sticker. That is so sweet. Biding his time. Thank you. Yes, biding his time. Thank you so much. Hey, Teresa, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. I think Tom was just biding his time. Because as we're going to discuss in another story coming up, of course, just like cockroaches, when you see one, there's more. There are more women. I'm not referring to the women as cockroaches. I don't want to do that, but you know what I mean. Now that the Raquel affair has come out, of course, now there's even more allegations of more women that he's been cheating with, right? So obviously he wasn't really that in love with Raquel because he's still cheating with other women. Classic story. Oh, I'll tell her as soon as. I'll tell her as soon as. We'll be together as soon as. I don't think Tom was really gonna, wife Raquel up like that. I also think a reason why Tom did this was to get back at James. Because again, I think that Tom is very narcissistic and very, very egotistical. And I don't think he was going to let James get away with having sex with Kristen Doty while him and James were supposed to be friends during that whole time. I really don't. Raquel, you really set yourself up for the okie doke. Because to be perfectly honest, Raquel, you had it good. You had it good. You could have been on the show. They were trying to make you a Stassi character. You know what I mean? They were trying to make you an HBIC, even though you don't have that energy. You're not an it girl. You've never had it, and you won't ever have it because you're born with it. And you just don't have it, boo-boo. But you could have played your cards so differently. So differently. You had us all fooled with your Bambied-eyed, oh, la, 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 I'm just a victim of James' routine. You literally could have had your pick of, honestly, any other man. You live in Los Angeles. There are gorgeous men here, rich men here. But you decided the best course of action was to sleep with James, Peter, Oliver, Tom Schwartz, and Tom Sandoval? That's what you thought you were going to do with your time on this reality TV show? Run through 5 of the male, literally all of the men on the show. You ran through all of the men on the show. The only person on the show that you haven't been with that we know of is Jax, and that's probably because Jax got fired before you could. And who knows what happened when Jax was on the show? Who knows? That's what you thought you would do? See, I'm on one right now because it's so crazy the opportunity that certain people have and how they absolutely squander it. Like Raquel, you had the opportunity to be on not just a national, but an international show because Bravo is overseas as well. You had the opportunity to be on an international show and completely brand yourself, have a platform. You should have, listen, if it wasn't James, cool, whatever. You should have broken up with James, and then you should have been living your best life. Raquel being, late 20s, finding yourself, dipping it and doing it in LA. You should have been going on dates, laughing, hooking up with guys, having fun, shopping with Katie, hanging out with Sheena. But this is how you decided to use the opportunity that you were given. Do you know how many people would kill for an opportunity to be on a reality TV show and have that level of a platform? And this is how you chose to use it? You chose to be Tom Sandoval's pawn in his plan to get back at James? Girl. Good point, Kristen. Exactly. Brock, Sheena better hide Brock at this point. Ugh, but I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What are your thoughts on this? And stick around, my candy canes, because we got some more stories coming up. But before we do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And also check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It's free, it's poppin', lots of self-care stuff. You'll love it. So with that, let's move on to our next story. All right. All right, I'm not trying to be a hater, but let me know because I'm on one. I feel like Raquel is so pretty in this photo. Doesn't she kind of look different now? Like, look at her in this photo. This is from her shoot with Lala. And then this is kind of how she looks now. Anyway, I'm off topic, you guys. Let's get into it. So Lala, of course, is coming to James's defense and also Ariana's defense, and she is reportedly slashing the prices on her Raquel Leviss makeup collaboration amid the affair news. Now, this is from Page 6 Style. It says Lala Kent won't be giving them Raquel anymore. The Give Them Lala beauty founder brought her personal beef to her business, slashing the price of her Bambi-Eyed Bee palette created in partnership with Raquel after the latter was caught having an affair with their Vanderpump Rules co-star Tom Sandoval. Now, this is the level of petty I'm here for. Like, I'm going to be honest. This is the level of petty I'm here for. You know, these two have always kind of had a beef. They've always had some type of feud, some type of rivalry, if you will. So I think it kind of makes sense that now Lala's like, oh, I've called you from day one, and now I have the opportunity to like really stick it to you. Okay. Now, the duo have had a fraught relationship since Raquel started dating James in 2016, after his quote, situationship with Kent. While they always butted heads, the two squashed their beef in 2022 with the deer-themed tonal eyeshadow palette named after the insult Lala once hurled at Raquel. However, in a recent episode of The Bravo show, Lala admitted to Raquel that she slept with Kennedy when the two of them first started dating. That was the whole question around the hypocrisy of it all. All right, the hypocrisy of it all. Whew. Is Lala being a hypocrite because she's coming really down on Raquel for, sleeping with Tom while he was in a relationship with Ariana, but Lala had no problem sleeping with James when he was in a relationship with Raquel, and at that time, she was also in a relationship with Randall. It might be apples to oranges, though. It might be apples to oranges. Who knows? But I want to know what you think. Put it down below. All opinions are welcome here. Previously sold for $42, the now sold out palette, which includes shades with names like Yapping Chihuahua and Stay in Your Lane, both based on More Barbs by Lala, was listed on sale for $20 after news broke of Raquel and Tom's cheating scandal. Everything must go, Kent pointedly wrote in all caps on the discounted item on her Instagram story. The Vanderpump Rules cast, including Lala, have rallied around Ariana after she ended her recently decade-long relationship with Sandoval when she found inappropriate messages and videos of Raquel on his phone and proof of their month-long affair. Oh, Sandoval, your problem with me is I'm a little too real for your comfort, Lala wrote via her Instagram story after the news broke as a response to Page Six's exclusive story in which Sandoval slammed her as, quote, overly douchey. Now we can talk about hypocrisy because I think, Sandoval, we can all assume you're the one who's overly douchey. But anyway, let's get going. I've seen you for who you are for a long time, and you don't like that. But I think now is the time for you to shut the F up. I'm eating good the next time I see you, she added. As for Raquel, Lala told her to be ready for a battle after the former model said she didn't have the energy to fight Lala anymore. I suggest you get some energy for me. You're gonna need it, Lala said. But Lala didn't stop there. Commenting on James's post after the affair, I've been telling y'all, everyone said I was a bully. It's called You Trigger Me, and I see you for who you are. I know these two are disgusting from the jump. While we doubt Lala and Raquel will team up for another beauty collab considering recent events, perhaps the latter will try her hand at jewelry design next, as Raquel and Tom Sandoval have been secretly wearing matching necklaces throughout their relationship. The lightning bolt necklaces. That's another sign of that sick narcissistic situation. You're going to wear matching necklaces while you're out and about with everybody? Absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. Now, you guys, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about the pettiness of Lala, which I'm personally here for in this situation, of discounting the palette? And do you think it is a little bit hypocritical how hard Lala is going for Raquel, given her own cheating situation that she did with James in the beginning of Raquel's own relationship? Or are you kind of like, you know what? It wasn't as deep as what Tom and Raquel did. Put it down below. I want to know what you guys think. But before you do that, you know what to do. Oh, and stick around because we got some more stories coming up. So before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It is 100% for free. And you will get a lot of self-care and self-wellness stuff sent straight to you. So with that, let's move on to our next story. Now, our next story is all about, again, hypocrisy. The question of hypocrisy when it comes to Sheena Shea and her affair with Eddie. Does Sheena have the right to judge and come after Raquel when Sheena herself carried on a long-term affair with a very married man? As we all know, Eddie is Brandi Glanville's ex-husband, and Sheena was cheating with him for a while, including during the time when Brandi was pregnant with their second child. So let's get into it. Sheena is defending herself according to Us Weekly. Let's go. Not all cheating scandals are created equally. Sheena Shea is defending herself as she continues to publicly support Ariana amid Tom Sandoval and Raquel's cheating scandal. Always got your back. Hashtag Team Ariana. Sheena wrote alongside a pic with Ariana on Sunday, March 5th via Instagram. In the comment sections, fans brought up, In the comment section, a fan brought up the Good as Gold singer's past with Eddie. As Bravo fans may recall, the reality star cheated with the actor who was 49 amid his marriage to Brandi Glanville before he married Leanne Rimes. Wonder who had at Brandi Glanville's back, the troll wrote. I'm not going to call this person a troll. I think this is a valid question. I think it's a valid question and one that Sheena can respond to. Okay, here we go. So quick to team up, but let's not forget you walked in Raquel's shoes at Sheena. Sheena fired back. I don't recall having an affair with my best friend's boyfriend knowingly, but go off. The backdoor pilot of Vanderpump Rules, which aired in 2013, documented Brandi confronting Sheena about her relationship with Eddie. It was just a mess. Sheena, who claimed at the time that Eddie didn't tell her he was married, recalled to Us Weekly in 2013. I ended things after I found out about Leanne. I stopped talking to him, and I've never talked to him again. All right, side note on this one. I know she's saying that she didn't know in the beginning, but Sheena did know during. She did know that he was married and that Brandy was pregnant. She's talked about this. Even her mother knew, you know? So, yeah, you may not have known he was married when you started dating him, but you knew and you continued to be with him. But also, Sheena was really young at the time. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know your thoughts on this. But I find it very telling that she said she broke up with him when she found out about Leanne. So basically, Sheena is saying, I broke up with him when I found out that he was cheating on me. Not I broke up with him when I found out that he was cheating with me. And that's a big distinction. That's a big distinction. So when he was cheating with you, it was cool. But when he cheated on you, it was a problem. And when he was cheating on you with someone who has millions and millions of dollars, because Leanne has that country music money. Leanne's got that money. And so Eddie was like, I'm going where the money resides. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm going where the money resides. Because Brandy doesn't have any money. Yeah, he's an actor, but I don't think he was like rolling in it. You know what I mean? Leanne has that country music money. And we all know Sheena definitely did not have any money at that point. She probably has more money now, obviously. But at that point, she was a young kid trying to make it. And Eddie was like, yeah, I'm going where the money resides. But I think that's an important distinction. But let's keep going. And I want to know what you guys think too, All right. The Sunset Beach alum married Leanne Rimes in 2011, and they are still going strong. Things in the Vanderpump Rules universe, meanwhile, blew up on Friday, March 3rd, when us confirmed, Tom Sandoval and Maddox split because he cheated with Raquel. Sheena has been one of many Bravo stars vocal about the scandal. Every morning when I wake up, I realize it wasn't just a nightmare, it's real. Hashtag Team Ariana, she tweeted on Sunday. Sheena also liked a series of telling tweets pointing out that Raquel lied to her too, as Sheena defended the former pageant queen when she came under fire for making out with Tom Schwartz amid his divorce from Katie Maloney during summer 2022. Yeah, I knew Raquel was using Sheena to be the scapegoat, one post read. It wasn't right, and poor Sheena for taking it and still having Raquel's back up to that point. Very true. I mean, that is also a fair point. There are so many layers to the Tom Sandoval and Raquel affair. Not only did they hurt Ariana, but they also hurt Katie. They used Tom Schwartz to cover up the fact that it was actually Raquel who was sleeping with Sandoval. And Katie was really hurt. And I would be hurt too. I would be hurt. I get it. And then they also used Sheena. So they were going, not only did they mess up Raquel and Ariana's friendship, but they messed up Sheena's and Katie's relationship and friendship. They all were thinking, oh, this is coming from Sheena. This is coming from Sheena. When the entire time it was really coming from Raquel and Tom Sandoval to help cover it up. And Tom Schwartz is just as bad in this particular scenario because he knew he was lying and he knew he was doing it to cover it up. And he still did it even though he knew it was hurting Katie. And like Katie said, you've chosen a lot of things over me. Remember when she was in the restaurant scene and she was tearing up and crying because they were talking about the divorce? And he was like, oh, I don't want you to think I chose the restaurant over you. And she was crying and she was like, you've chosen a lot of things over me. And this is a prime example of that. Tom Schwartz chose to keep Sandoval and Raquel's secret at the expense of Katie. So he kind of always chooses Tom over her, though. We already know that. All right, you guys. Whew, let's keep going. Another tweet liked by Sheena reads, I actually feel just as bad for Sheena because she was manipulated her the entire effing time, just like Sandoval did to Schwartz. Raquel never wanted Schwartz, but she used them to hide her secret, Snake. In hindsight, Sheena made points texting Ariana's mom about Sandoval only caring about himself, #pump rules. That's another thing we talked about, remember? How Sheena and Ariana's friendship really suffered because Sheena was warning Ariana like, hey, you don't really seem that happy. Tom only cares about himself. And Sheena had reached out to Ariana's mom because they have been friends for years prior to the show, for guidance and for help and just being like, hey, you know what? I think Ariana's suffering. And to be honest, maybe the reason why Ariana has battled with depression, not the only reason why, obviously, I don't want to say I know the only reason why. I don't claim to know that, but maybe a part of it is because Tom Sandoval, the way he treated her, never being home, gaslighting, all of that stuff. Like, how could you not kind of be low key depressed if your boyfriend has been cheating on you with alleged multiple, I'll say alleged, alleged multiple women for years. So, A fourth tweet addresses the reports that Sheena confronted and got physical with Raquel after their joint appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen on Wednesday. If what they are saying Sheena did after Watch What Happens Live is true, she is the ultimate ride or die friend, said the post, liked by Sheena states. Everyone needs a friend like Sheena. Hashtag pump rules. Hashtag team Ariana. Now, this is the thing. I want to know what you guys think on this one. Do you think that Sheena really got physical with Raquel, or do you think it was just a heated argument? And Raquel's sister, who was tweeting like, yeah, but nobody deserves to get punched in the face. Do you think that Raquel's sister was just lying and doing the most and it did not get physical? It was just a heated argument. Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think on that one. And then also, what do you think about the whole hypocrisy thing? Do you think that Sheena has the right to go after Raquel after what she did to Brandy with cheating with Eddie? I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. I'm kind of on this one. Maybe I'm a softie these days, but I say Sheena, unleash, Drakarish, burn it all down. If I said that right, shout out to Game of Thrones, probably slaughtered it. But I say burn it down, Sheena. Burn it down. I get it. I know Sheena was dead wrong for what she did with Eddie. I get it. But I don't think that negates what Raquel and Tom did. And I don't think it negates the level of what they did. And I don't think it negates the loyalty that Sheena has to Ariana, who's her friend. If the whole world went by the rule of you can't defend your friend because you've done something really bad once in your life, then none of us could ever do anything at all because nobody is perfect, And it was a long time ago. I'm not saying what Sheena did was right, and I'm not condoning it. I'm not giving her a pass. But at the same time, everything isn't like you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that, tit for tat. Like, that's not how the real world works. Do you know what I mean? So I'm here for Sheena. Girl, you better get her. Not physically, obviously, but get her on the line. Get her in the tweets. Stand up for your friend. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And before you do that and stick around my candy canes, we have 2 more stories coming up. So before we do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a key is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It is 100% for free, and you get a ton of self-care content. So with that, you guys, let's move on to our next story. Now, our next story is all about Mr. Andy Cohen weighing in on the mess. Yes, Mr. Andy Cohen is weighing in on the mess, and he's got some things to say. Now, let's see where we want to start with this one, because he said a bunch of stuff. He talked about when he thought the affair actually started and all of that. But I think where we'll start with Andy is him addressing Raquel's future on Vanderpump Rules, okay? So this is what Andy Cohen had to say about Raquel's future. This is according to page 6, okay? No dog and the Sandoval. Everybody's now calling it the Sandoval, like scandal meets Sandoval. Andy Cohen clarified that he has no say in Raquel's future on Vanderpump Rules after her affair with co-star Tom Sandoval. He says, I have no plans to do anything because I am no longer involved in Vanderpump Rules besides being a huge fan and hosting the reunions, Cohen said on his SiriusXM Andy Cohen Live. Monday, when asked whether he planned to fire Raquel from the Bravo reality show. The producer, 54, explained that he has not worked on Pump Rules since season 6 or season 7, before reiterating, I'm only a reunion guy. Now, this tracks because I believe that was around the time, remember when all those stories were coming out, how Andy Cohen, his power at Bravo was kind of dwindling and waning? Like he had stepped back from like some other roles too. So this tracks. And to be honest, I never really thought he had that big of a role on Vanderpump Rules. And that was always a point of contention between him and Lisa Vanderpump because he wanted that executive producer role on the show because he's kind of like, hey, I got you on Beverly Hills and now you're going to leave a spinoff. Like, I should get a piece of that pie. And Lisa was like, I don't think so. And it was a big point of contention between them. Anyway, let's keep going. Cohen's remarks came after viewers called on him and the network to oust Raquel and Tom from the series after news broke that the duo have been seeing each other for months, leading to the bar owner's breakup from his longtime girlfriend, Ariana Maddox. The Toms and Raquel should be fired for manipulating and fabricating false storylines to keep this dark secret, one fan tweeted, adding Sandoval's business partner and co-star Tom Schwartz to the mix. They tried to outsmart production and withhold their true personal lives and still collect their check. This is aside from ruining everyone they love for sport. Now, I think this gives us I think this is a good question. Just like we said, fire Robin. Do you know what I mean? Should it be fire Raquel and Tom Sandoval? Because it's very, very similar things. Sitting on real life, juicy storylines, even though both of the storylines were very, dark and sad and twisted, but sitting on real life, very juicy storylines, while pretending and perpetrating on the show a very different life in order to keep collecting the check. Now, for me, and I want to know what you guys think too, so put it down below. I want to know what you guys think about this. For me, the defining factor in both cases, with Robin and with Raquel and Tom, is that they specifically used other people, not just in a way that was innocuous, like, yeah, we're going to use someone to keep the story going, but that was actually to their detriment. They actually really hurt people with the lies and the cover up. And to me, that's the biggest thing. Even with Lisa Rinna, it wasn't so much I thought Lisa Rinna should be fired because she's withholding her own life. I mean, yeah, sure, she should. But to me, the biggest reason why I thought Lisa Rinna should be fired was the hurt and pain she intentionally caused other people. Same thing with Robin. I think the biggest reason why she should be fired. She was right up there with the whole, Chris scandal, the Chris Bassett thing, going after Candace and Chris, going after Karen left and right, hurting Karen, hurting Chris, hurting Candace, intentionally trying to destroy and hurt other people. Same thing with Tom Sandoval and Raquel. They knew they were hurting Katie and they didn't give a damn. Katie was on there almost every other scene crying, hurting over the fact that they made up this, her and Tom Schwartz storyline to keep their own lie going. Not to mention the hurt and the pain Ariana must be going through as well. And I'm not going to leave James out of the conversation. I think James is also hurting. Sure, I get it. He's with, Allie, single white female. Sure, I get it. But just because you're with somebody else doesn't take away the hurt and the pain of the betrayal that that someone who you thought was your good friend was sleeping with someone you thought you were going to get married to for the last 8 months to a year. That's still really painful, I'm not with any of my exes, but if I found out that they were, having a year-long sex affair with one of my best friends, that would really hurt. Doesn't mean I want to be with that person, but that's still a really hurtful betrayal. So I'm going to add James into that too. I think they're really hurting him. And that's where I think the real evilness comes in. I get it. We're humans. Okay, whatever. You're having an affair, but I get it. It's totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. I'm not condoning it. But to me, it's the intentional hurting of multiple people in order to keep your dark secret. And more importantly, in order for them to keep collecting that Bravo check. That is the real, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sociopathic. That's the real, evilness to it. When you intentionally hurt other people for your ill-gotten gain. So they might be onto something that they need to be fired at this point. But I don't think they're going to be. Because I think two things. One, the difference between this situation, and it has nothing to do with their actions or morality, because they're all trash for this. But I think the key difference is that Robin and Giselle were, Dumb and Dumber and was like, go on our Patreon. And we all know how much that blew up because they're like, why would we pay your Patreon when doesn't Bravo pay you to be on a reality TV? Versus what's going on with Tom and Ariana and Raquel, where we all know they're currently filming this. So the fact that Bravo can milk it, you know what I mean? The fact that Bravo can milk it, get the clicks, get the views, get the ratings, get the money, and also the fact that they're all willing to share it now that it's been exposed on camera, I think that's a big reason why they won't be fired. Versus Robin, who still tried to continue the lie. I don't know if you guys saw the reunion part 3 of Potomac. I'm not even reviewing it because I don't even have the energy for the absolute garbage that was of Robin. Like, I personally don't even have the energy. You know what I mean? She's still lying and denying and being shady as hell. So I think those are kind of the two different camps when it comes to that. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And also when it comes to hiring and firing, I think it's going to be way more telling when Lisa Vanderpump, who's going to be on Watch What Happens Live with Andy on Wednesday, I think that's going to be a very telling interview on the fate of everybody. But again, I think that even though Lisa will be very disappointed, she's probably a little heartbroken too, given everything. The fact, again, I think it's just going to go back to money, where the fact that Bravo can capitalize on it, I don't think anybody's going anywhere, because at the end of the day, we still have to remember this is a show and they're employees and they work for Bravo and they work for NBC. And so at the end of the day, as long as, the man, which is like NBC, can make that money, they're going to keep them and make that money. And another big reason why Lisa Rinna got fired was because advertisers were like, we don't want to be associated with her. So when the money stopped because of her, they sure as hell was like, she's getting the boot. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like that's going to happen with Vanderpump Rules. I feel like the ratings are just going to skyrocket at this point. But let's keep going. Neither Bravo nor Evolution Media, which produces Vanderpump Rules, has commented on Raquel or Sandoval's future on the show. Page 6 confirmed last Friday that Ariana ended her nearly decade-long relationship with Sandoval after seeing a sexually explicit video of Raquel on his phone and learning that the secret lovers have been communicating inappropriately for months. So apparently Raquel was pleasuring herself with her fingers in the video. Yikes. All right. Ariana was blindsided by the cheating, one source told us, adding that Ariana felt heartbroken and betrayed. Bravo cameras have been filming the fallout, including a confrontation between Ariana and Sandoval at the former couple's Los Angeles home last Friday. Ariana walked away from the conversation feeling like she was gaslit by Tom, a source close to production told Page 6 exclusively on Monday. He gave her several excuses as to why he never copped to cheating, the insider added. Sandoval released a lengthy statement Saturday in which he acknowledged that he deserves fans' anger and disappointment, but notably, he has yet to issue a public apology to Ariana. Raquel, for her part, has stayed tight-lipped on the scandal. Now, I think that Sandoval really was gaslighting her. He basically said, oh, I didn't tell you because I was worried about your mental health, which is a huge slap in the face. Huge. Like, I'm making it your fault that I was having sex with your friend for months and months and months and didn't have the audacity, and I didn't have the courage to tell you. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's keep going because Andy Cohen isn't done. Oh, I have a clip from what he said about their time on the show. So let's watch that and then we'll keep going. Okay? Here we go.
I think this was going on during BravoCon, John.
Well, they said it's been going on for forever.
Right,
so
for 6 months, 6 or 7 months. Yeah. BravoCon was in October.
Yeah.
So there's video that people were posting of Tom and the extras. And I was at that show, and I'm standing there, and Raquel's behind me, and Ariana's in front of me, and you can see how they're both looking at Sandoval. It's wild. This is reverberating, okay? Now, Wednesday night, Sheena was on Watch What Happens Live with Raquel. Mm-hmm. And we played a game called the BFF test. You know the game, where I read a statement and then both the guests answer at the same time and we see if their answers match. I said, who's the cuter Tom, Sandoval or Schwartz? They both said Sandoval. I looked up and said to Raquel, oh, you said Sandoval.
Oh, weird.
And then we moved on. Now, during the commercial break, Sheena said I guess Sheena's antenna was up. And now I'm going through my cards and they're telling me in my ear what the time cue is and whatever. Sheena said to Raquel, I only picked Sandoval because I knew that you were going to pick Schwartz.
Oh, my God.
And Raquel said, well, Sandoval has abs, and kind of shrugged.
What? Oh, the hussy.
So, that was interesting. And again, I'm letting this, I didn't think twice about it. Then I DM'd Sheena over the weekend. I go, what was that conversation that you guys had about that BFF test? I thought it was odd. Then I'm thinking back, and I hope Bravo needs to rerun both of these Watch What Happens Lives because we need to watch them like the Zapruder tape. Because when Schwartz was on with Sandoval, I believe on premiere night, there was some odd energy between them. Schwartz was looking at Sandoval the entire time, almost for guidance on answers. So the big question is, when did Schwartz find out about this? Okay. I mean, that's one of the big questions. Okay.
I think you even mentioned that last week about them. You said something.
Yeah, it was odd.
They were weird.
Ooh. All the red flags. But yeah, I mean, we all saw that on Watch What Happens Live. And I even think that Katie had said, she like a little video of it. And she was like, this is the moment where Sheena realizes who Raquel really is. Because Sheena kind of looks at Raquel when she says Sandoval, almost like a WTF moment. You know what I mean? All right, let's keep going because I do think that Andy Cohen gives a little bit more insight, okay? Now, this is according to Variety. It says, after the Tom Raquel scandal, Andy Cohen says new Vanderpump Rules episode with Ariana are, quote, really shocking. All right. He says Vanderpump Rules fans were stunned by a TMZ report on March 3rd that stars and real-life couple Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix split after Sandoval allegedly cheated on her with another co-star, Raquel. Okay? Bravo mastermind Andy Cohen started the March 6th episode of the Sirius XM show Andy Cohen Live by weighing in on the drama and how it will affect the current 10th season, which premiered on February 8th. First of all, when you watch the rest of the season of Vanderpump Rules with the overlay of knowing that Raquel and Sandoval, what's happened between them, it's really shocking, Cohen said. Even Wednesday night's episode, you're not going to believe it. Watching it with this overlay, there's a moment between Ariana and Raquel where you see where their friendship is, which is good, that you won't believe. Cohen also said there is a reunion looming that will inevitably be filled with emotion. There are about 10 more episodes to go until the reunion. That's right, you guys, don't forget, we're only on like episode 4 of Vanderpump Rules. I think the one coming up might be 4 or 5. That's very early in the season when you think about it. Not even halfway through. Okay, let's keep going. Now we're shooting the reunion in about 2 weeks. This is a reunion that's going to be, I'm girding my loins. Ew, Andy, not your loins. Anyway, Cohen also confirmed rumors that Bravo cameras were rolling over the weekend to catch the fallout to the breakup and how it impacted the cast. Cohen also noted that he recently had Raquel and co-star Sheena Shea on his late night show, Watch What Happens Live. The trio played a game in which they chose which of the show's Toms, Sandoval or co-star Tom Shorts, was more attractive. One of Raquel's storylines this season focuses on her flirtation with the newly single Schwartz. So Cohen and Shea were both surprised when Raquel chose Sandoval as her preference. Sheena said to Raquel, I only picked Sandoval because I knew that you're going to pick Schwartz. And Raquel said, Sandoval has abs, and kind of shrugged. So that was interesting, Cohen said. Now, for that one, you guys, my question is this. What are your thoughts on Raquel's sort of narcissistic, witchy behavior that she has going on? Like, to me, she's been very, very nasty. She was extremely nasty to Katie on the show, sitting across from Katie being like, well, why are you so upset? I haven't hooked up with Tom Shorts yet. Sitting across from Katie and being like, yeah, I want to make out with, I asked, Tom Shorts if he wanted to make out. That was very, very nasty. The way she's been treating James and Allie, very, very nasty, And now, as we know, all of the stuff going on, dressed, the Tom sweatshirt, wearing the Tom sweatshirts to BravoCon, that was very, very nasty. Gifting that same sweatshirt to Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, very, very nasty. Having Tom Sandoval dress up as her as Halloween, very, very nasty. Wearing the matching lightning bolt necklaces, very, very nasty. And just her overall attitude has been pretty much very nasty. And then for her to be like, Sandoval has abs, whatever, and shrug, very, very nasty. And if you notice, the only time Raquel has had any sort of like wavering and quivering and being that little Bambi person that she pretended to be recently as of late, because this season we've already seen like that brand new Raquel, was during her Page 6 interview that she did with Sheena Shea. Now, if you watch that Page 6 interview, and that interview happened like the day of or the day before the Watch What Happens Live interview, and this was right before everything was exposed and hit the fan, she's kind of like quivering in the interview, and she seems like she's about to cry, and she seems a little unsteady. The reason why, wait 1 second. The reason why I think that her voice was quivering like that isn't because she's like some shy person and she's so nervous and, she doesn't want to talk about Katie or anything like that. Is because the Page 6 reporter was asking her about her text messages. And she knew that in her phone, and she had her phone out, She knew that in her phone, she had those sex videos that she had been sending to Sandoval. And I think that her quivering voice was fear. She was afraid that it was going to be some, stupid little skit that they were going to film, and they were going to be like, show us your phone, show us your last text message, show us your last whatever, I would be very fearful, and my voice would be quivering if I'm in a interview with a top publication and they're like, show us your phone, and I know in my phone that there are sex videos of me. I would be shook too. So her little act during that whole little Page Six interview wasn't her being that doe-eyed Bambi. That was her being afraid that they were going to ask to see her phone and her sex videos would be exposed. But the gag is that same night, that Wednesday night, was the night that her sex video was exposed not on her phone, but on Tom Sandoval's phone. Because as we all know, that's how Ariana found out. She found those same exact sex videos that had to exist on Raquel's phone first in order to send it to Sandoval. Right? She had to tape the sex videos somewhere. Clearly, she sent them from her own phone. That's the gag. She was so afraid that Page Six was going to ask to see her phone, she didn't realize that Tom's phone was the one that was being exposed. That's how they got caught. But I want to know what you guys think, put it down below about this whole situation. What do you think about Andy Cohen weighing in? We all knew that Andy didn't have any, executive power at the show. But I think the bigger question for Andy, for us, is you need to come prepared to the reunion. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've all been like, Andy, you're phoning it in on the reunions. I didn't even watch last season of Vanderpump Rules, so I don't know how he did then. But you're going to need to bring it, okay? You're going to need to bring it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need to bring it. I want all the questions asked. How long have you guys been having sex? When did the relationship actually start? When did Tom Schwartz actually know? I definitely think Tom Schwartz knew in April of 2022, if not before, definitely in April, because that's when they used him as the cover-up for Coachella. Anyway, I also need Andy. I'm going to also need you to ask the questions about the Patrick Summers allegations, which will be our next story, you guys. But Andy, you need to ask about the Patrick Summers allegations. Who is this Julia? Who is this Julia that Patrick Summers is saying, was also seeing Tom? I have so many questions. And I think that's the question for Andy. Bring it to the reunion. What questions do you think Andy needs to ask Raquel and Ariana and Tom and Schwartz and everybody at the reunion? Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. But before you do that, and before we move on to our next video, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and be sure to join our newsletter. Okay, guys? Go ahead and join the newsletter. It is for free. So with that, let's move on to our last story of the day. Patrick Summers has come out of retirement to clap all the way back at Tom Sandoval and the allegations. Hi, Cozy. Hey, sweetheart. Mwah. Thank you so much for the super chat. That is so sweet. She goes, I want him to go after Schwartz too hard. I agree. Thank you so much, Cozy. I love you, sweetheart. Mwah. Thank you for the super chat. I agree. He needs to go after Schwartz hard too. Schwartz should not get a pass in this. I also want to see Katie go after Schwartz for this. I get it. She's the ex-wife, but still at the end of the day, I want to see her go after him because he could have at any time stopped it. You know what I mean? He could have stopped it. Thank you, Cozy, for the super chat. I really appreciate it, sweetheart. Mwah. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Okay. All right. Now let's get into the mess. Let's get into the mess. So this is according to Reality Tidbit. Patrick Summers and Tom Sandoval drama explained amid cheating scandal. Okay, this is going to take us all the way through the business. Let's go. A man called Patrick Summers has accused Vanderpump Rules star Tom Sandoval of cheating on Raquel Leviss with a woman called Julia when they were together. It comes after Tom and Ariana broke up. It's all kicking off among the Pump Rules cast, and it's not even just on screen this time. Patrick is claiming that Tom cheated on Raquel with his best friend Julia, sharing alleged text exchanges on social media for fans to see. After the Tom and Ariana had broken up, after the news that Tom and Ariana had broken up came out, rumors began to circulate Tom had cheated on her during their relationship as well as when he was going out with co-star Raquel. We explain the drama. Okay, here we go. So who is Patrick Summers? Patrick is a media personality from Los Angeles, California. He appears to work for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and bravotv, as he lists their Twitter accounts on his social media bio and is a marketing manager. Now, I don't think he works for them, but I think he may have worked for some of the personalities. Okay, let's go. Summers revealed he was hired by Lisa Rinna on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to, quote, start drama until they fell out. He is believed to be her former marketing manager and is based in New York when he's not in LA. He has now called out Tom for allegedly cheating on Raquel with a woman called Julia. But this is unconfirmed by the Vanderpump Rules star. Amid the drama, Patrick's Instagram is, quote, currently down due to so much activity. Patrick Summers and Tom Sandoval, the drama. Patrick took to social media to share alleged text exchange with Tom, claiming he had cheated with Julia. The exchanges claim Tom was asking Patrick to take his stories down, adding that it's becoming unsafe for my business partners. He responded to Tom with, here we go, and I have the receipts. Okay, here we go. These are screenshots of the alleged conversation between Tom Sandoval and Patrick, okay? He responded to Tom with, it's all the lies you told her for me. Quote, I want to marry you, but you wouldn't even date her, he added. But then to find out on top of that you were cheating. Tom said he doesn't want any problems before telling Patrick, I will text Julia privately with an apology. I am sorry. Amid the drama, Tom posted to Instagram on his page stating, we already heard his whole personal statement. Tom spoke of how he wanted Pump Rules fans to direct their anger toward him and not his employees. He continued that he needed some time to address everything else. Patrick claims Tom cheated on Raquel, who he was in a relationship with before Ariana, with a woman called Julia. The lady in question has not been properly identified, but Patrick claims she is his best friend. It comes following the news that Tom and Ariana have broken up amid claims he cheated on her with Raquel. Now, this is the thing. There's also more to this, okay? There's also more to this. Also in the screenshots, I'm going to read it, okay? So Tom says, it's becoming unsafe with my family and business partners. I said I would text Julia. Then Patrick says, I'm good. It's all the lies you told her for me. I want to marry you, but wouldn't even date her. And then after the A word, and the A word is when a person is pregnant and for whatever reason, which is their right and choice, decides to no longer continue that particular pregnancy. That's what Patrick is alleging happened between Tom and Julia. Okay, so after that, you ghosting her for weeks, but then on top of that, to find out you were cheating. You're an effing loser, and I will be prancing around doing a, quote, press tour. Bye. Then Tom says legal team will be in contact shortly. Now, again, these are screenshots. They haven't been, quote, verified or confirmed, but I don't know. But this is another thing. And I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about, can Julia be mad? Can Julia be mad? And the reason why I'm asking that is she herself was the other woman. It's not like Julia is Ariana. So it's like, you are the other woman and he's now cheating on you. Can you really be mad about that? Because you're like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? I think that, and I'm not saying this is true. None of this has been substantiated. So I want to make that very, very, very clear. But the only part that I think Julia has the right to be upset about, not the right, but you know what, but you get what I'm saying. Like if my partner was cheating on me with a woman and then he was cheating on that woman with somebody else, I would be like, I don't care. You know, you knew he was with somebody else. But the part that really gets me is this alleged situation that Julia got pregnant and then he ghosted her after she was no longer pregnant. To me, that is really the juiciest part of this situation. You know, it's that allegation that I think is the biggest one. And it happens. When you have sex, people get pregnant. That's how it happens, you know? So it's not that far-fetched to think that this happened. People get pregnant every single day. Happens all the time. So I don't know. To me, that's the biggest one. And I want to know what you guys think. Because we also have to take, or do we have to take, everything Patrick Summer says with a grain of salt? Do we even believe Patrick? Okay? Do we believe Patrick? Do we think that these screenshots are real? Or are they true? Or is this just, you know, Patrick being Patrick and doing him? You know? I don't know. But what does give Patrick some credence is that there have been other allegations of Tom Sandoval cheating on Ariana. You know, there's been a lot of people coming out being like, yeah, we'd be at shows and he had a wandering eye. And, you know, he would tell people that he was in an open relationship. You know, it's even in the trailer where Sheena confronts him about him telling people that he's in an open relationship and asking about it. And I personally don't think that Raquel is the first, nor is she the only person that Tom has cheated on Ariana with. I just don't buy it. I don't think that all of a sudden he was like, Raquel, you're the one. I'm going to risk it all for you. I don't buy it. You know, I don't buy it. I think he has been cheating. And I think there has been other women, other people. You know what I mean? Is it this Julia girl? I don't know. Is Patrick telling the truth? We don't know. But I'm interested to find out. And I want to know what you guys think. You know, I want to know what you think. I personally think that Tom Sandoval literally is playing the hell out of Raquel. I think Raquel got played. And I don't care that she got played because she signed up for it. You know, she chose to do that. Okay. Now, this is apparently some more screenshots, okay? So this is what it says. So Patrick is saying to Tom, find it funny that after all this, you were messing around with Julia at the same time. It's scary how good of a liar you are. Would be a shame if I said something. Then allegedly, this is supposed to be Tom saying it back. Patrick, I don't want problems and will text Julia privately with an apology. I am sorry. Then allegedly, Patrick says back, as you should. It's embarrassing for you and your, quote, reputation, but K, with a thumbs up. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, that is Tom Sandoval's official, I want to say Instagram. Are these Instagram DMs that we're looking at? But then again, it is 2020. It's 2023. Anything can be photoshopped. You know what I mean? Photoshop is real. So I don't know. All right. So next, here we go. Sorry, you guys. So this is what Patrick says. He says, whether you believe me or not, the truth is out there. Really, I couldn't care less if the evidence I presented was accepted. I go above and beyond to protect and stand up for the people I care about. My friends are the center of my universe. My friends are my center of my universe, and if there's one thing I'm excellent at, it's being a damn good friend. My friend needed support and a voice, and I took the necessary actions because she was relying on me. At some point, everyone requires a friend like me. Ugh, 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 ugh. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Do you believe Patrick, who came out of retirement from the Beverly Hills drama to weigh in on this situation? Do you think he really does has this friend, quote, Julia? Do you really think that Tom got her pregnant, and then after she was no longer pregnant, he ghosted her? What do you think? Also, what do you think about Tom and Raquel? Do you think that Raquel has been the first person he cheated with, or just one of many that he's cheated on her with? Let me know. Put it down below. But before you do that, and stick around, my candy cane, because I do want to take some of your candy cane questions and comments. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It is for free, and you get a lot of fun stuff. So with that, you guys, I'm going to take some of your candy cane questions and comments. Lynn says, please get your cough checked out. I know. It's just residual cough. I don't know what to do. I know. All right, here we go. So, all right. So if I miss any of your comments, I'm just going to start somewhere, okay? Let's see. So Goddess Godiva says, we're all human, but that includes not gloating and acting high and mighty, which Lala is doing. Just be there for your friend. F him. Oop, 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 oop. Sarah Ann says, definitely. Kathy Parker says, I'm sorry, but I find it laughable that Lala is the one that's gonna go give them hell. She was messing with a married man, and she knew he was married, not to mention James. Miss T says, all these friends are hypocrites. Dun, 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 dun. Selena says, both Toms are 40-year-old man children. They need to seriously mentally mature. Julia says, hi, Julia. Leah says, Lala is always hypocritical. Oh, bloop. Vanessa says, what the heck? Just saying, though, says Raquel wanted what Ariana had. The man he was with her, Ariana's hard work. Both her and Katie were dragging those men to manhood. Very, very true. Very, very true. Hey, Nicole. Nicole says the reviews on Yelp are brutal, but apparently the bar has still been packed. Schwartz was there over the weekend, but no sign of Sandy. Yeah, he said he's taking a, quote, step back. Kathy says, and I also think it's ridiculous for fans to come after Schwartz and Sandy's. There are innocent people that will be affected. Would they want someone to screw with their livelihood? I think not. Miss T says, Ariana doesn't need an apology. Boy, bye. Goddess Godiva says the bar will remain packed. The internet does not equal real life. Also, the reviews have nothing to do with the actual bar and service. It's too far, but scandal sells. Dun, 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 dun. Sarah Ann says, if you don't eat there, don't review it. All right. Vanessa says, messing up people's lives is wrong. Let's see. I'm going to take some more questions. Hey, Debbie. Debbie says, Yelp isn't there for anger or revenge reviews, but honest reviews. Yelp was right in shutting down the restaurant reviews that were reviews targeting Tom's behavior and not the restaurant business. Yes. Let's take a couple more. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Kit Road said, Sandoval should have told us to rag on his business because I'm not looking to do anything he wants us to do. Very true, very true. Goody Gumdrop says, everyone acting like T and R did this to them. The public flogging is way over the top. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what other people are saying. Hey, a Vixen Forever says, in my eyes, letting Tom speak just makes his blown up ego get even bigger. What with that whack A stash? Oop, that part. Let's see what other people are saying. Carrie says, very poor ratings, needed a storyline, another hook, line, and sinker from Bravo. So Carrie is thinking this is all just for ratings and just for show. Kristen says, I hate women like Rachel. Her nose looks horrible now, even worse than it was before. Oh no, not that. Hey, April Morgan, what is up? Hey, Katie, that's wrong. Sheena did not hit Rachel. All right. Shay B says yes and yes. I love it. All right, you guys. One more, and then we're going to head on out. Rajivi says Sheena was wrong, but Sheena didn't get with her friend's husband. That's also a really good point. Deborah says, I think it's all the distraction, something going on at Bravo. That's a really good angle, Deborah. That is a very, very good angle. Is there something going on at Bravo and this is a big distraction? Time will tell. Victoria said you should deep dive Patrick. Who's this guy who DMs Kathy Hilton, LR, and Tom? Very true. Very, very true. All right, you guys, this has been so much fun. And thank you so much for joining me. And as always, be sure to comment down below with your thoughts, your schemes, your controversies, your theories, and your thoughts. As always, all opinions are always welcomed and respected. So with that, you guys, my beautiful candy canes, I will see you next time. Take care of yourself and each other. Mwah. Bye.